trying today.
Alright, mono, black, aggro, or kinda close to mid-range almost. So this is a deck that's very similar to... It's a deck that's very similar to the red-green deck that we played in terms of where it sits in the format, because it has a little bit of an aggressive slant, but it's not quite so aggressive to like be as close to something like vampires or red aggro. So we've got some cheap 1-drops down here, as well as some okay 2s, and then some pretty powerful 3s. I think Spawn of Mayhem's a card that closes the game out very quickly if you're able to have it stay in play. And then Dread Presence is kind of a neat situational card here at the top, and that's really flexible. So this is a card that's able to provide a little bit of reach in our otherwise reachless aggro deck by making each of our swamps into deal 2s. When we're looking to grind, though, and not ready to close the game out, this card can also generate card advantage off of our swamps as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. No Cabal Strongholds with mono black. So, like, what are we doing with the mana from Cabal Stronghold? Like, the only thing in our deck that would really let us leverage that would be the Knights. And, like, I feel like the downside of it not being a swamp and making some of our opening hands awkward is just not worthwhile. So, again, if you want to recommend cards for the deck, you should always be talking about why we should add that card, what problem we have that it's solving. And I really think when you sit down and think about what this deck is doing and what the card you're recommending we add does, it doesn't really solve any problems that we have. It has a high potential downside of not casting this card on 2 and not triggering Dread Presence, and the upside is pretty minimal. Why am I doing the challenges instead of the ranked ladder? So, the ladder season just rolled over at the start of the month, and this is the first season of a new segment where you qualify for a new tournament, new MCQ weekend. So my goal is to finish in the top 1,000 of the ladder this month. So the more experimental or questionable decks for this month, I'm going to be playing in the constructed events. So that way I don't risk tanking my ladder rank while I play them. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on this. That's actually kind of scary. That thing's gonna get real big real fast. Yeah, it's like evasive Ajani's Pride Mate, huh? Really want to draw a cast down so we can kill this? Tastes like Aerialist, chat. Nom nom. Was that a good draw? What do we think? Feels like it was a good draw. I think I missed a message from Dude Light above while I was ranting. Sorry, this comment's a little delayed. I got pulled into a quick meeting. 2 of those decks donated for are for different takes on Mirror Image plus Cavalier of Night Infinite combo. It's fun when it goes off, but the decks are bad. It's click intensive. If the first one is bad television, skip the second. Sounds good, Dude Light. I appreciate the flexibility. Does anybody remember when people like lost their mind a little bit over this being a card? Like thinking this card might be too good? I feel it's like, oh, how far we've come from Ravenous Chupacabra. Maybe being too good. It's great, it's fine, it's constructed, playable. But it's like, as far as everything else that's going on in the format, it's a pretty far cry from this card's overbearing, right? Alright, so we're gonna get rid of Drill Bit here. I think I'm gonna bring in these Legions Ends as just cheap spot removal. They're almost certainly in a Johnny's Pride Mate deck. actually. Fenlurker is probably a better cut than Pilfering Imp, because Pilfering Imp can enable turn 2 Spawn of Mayhem. Oh gosh, yeah, remember when control players were suggesting Carnage Tyrant should be banned? That seems like an entirely different lifetime ago. Oh, you forgot to submit updates. Oh, do you have a link now, Raging Nomad? Oh, I guess we're in an event and I can't change. Awkward. Yeah, for future reference, for anybody that submits a deck to be played on stream, obviously they don't get played immediately because there's a queue that they have to wait through. Anytime between when you submit the deck and when it gets played, you can update it at that link that you've submitted. And the night before I play something, I grab the latest iterations from that link. So long as you don't change the archetype that you've submitted. This is our first match with the mono black aggro black heart, so I don't know that I have a good basis to compare the two just yet. This is sweet. I think we're bottoming Dread Presence here. Yeah, the borderless basics are sweet. If they don't have a profitable blocker here, this hits them. Hopefully we can get set up to play this on 3. If we can hit a land drop here. Has a deck ever been so bad that you've blacklisted someone from deck donations? No, not strictly. I've definitely been more weary of submissions from specific people after playing some decks that were like seemed questionable on the surface to start. Sounds like a challenge. Listen, I'm a simple man who likes money. The things you'd have to do to convince me I shouldn't take your money anymore would have to be pretty extreme. That's true. Lantern has a soft ban. That's very true, actually. Play another one. Rats. When is Lantern Day? Lantern Day is never again. You will be proud of me. I was just going to ask if you reviewed my deck, but decided to check my mail instead. Baby steps. What's going on, Wolf? Do I have decks waiting to be reviewed? I don't have any decks that I haven't given responses to yet. So if you submitted a deck and you haven't seen a response yet, I'd encourage you to check your spam. Sometimes Google puts me in spam chat. Chromatic Lantern? No. So, for people who are newer to Magic and Standard, Magic in general, Lantern refers to an archetype in, the Modern format, which is a really tedious prison deck to play. Thankfully, it's not really playable anymore. It was a dark day when Lantern won the PT, it really was. Direfleet Poisoner is actually a card that's kind of sweet for enabling turn 3 Spawn of Mayhem too. Because you like attack in and they don't want to block because it's Death Touch, which gets you your Spectacle trigger. Do I ever play Legacy on stream? Very occasionally. So, Legacy is not a particularly popular format. So, the minimum donation for people to put Legacy decks in my queue is $50. So, there tends to not be a lot of submissions for that reason, which is by design. That's very true. The foils in this deck are superb. We just get quenched. It's a legal card. Hey, Malurin. Thank you for the 14 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't know that people thought Quench was too good. I think there was definitely some discussion around if Quench was even playable. You think 4/4 flyers are good against my opponent's mono flyers deck? Fingers crossed. Do we get some kind of removal spell here? Resplendent Angel, sure. It's no Mana Leak. And for those of you who are wondering how good the card Mana Leak is in comparison to Quench, Mana Leak is so good in comparison to Quench, it's the reason that Cavern of Souls got printed. This block seems incredibly loose. Because, like, even if they use the Storm Tamer to save the Angel, my thing still doesn't die because it's only taking 3 damage then. Lotus Field, interesting. I wonder if they have a splash color that we haven't seen yet. Yeah, of course it has Flample. All the big flying creatures have Flample these days. Just mono Flamplers. Why don't they have a sweeper? I just got a notification that you tweeted something today. It's very vague. It didn't say whether it was right now or earlier. Weird. I posted, I don't normally post tweets when I go live anymore, but I posted a tweet when I went live today, just because it wasn't one of my normal stream days. So they seem to have Angels, so Noxious Grasp is probably pretty good. Legion's End may or may not be okay. I feel like I probably want to take my Curve and drag it down a little bit. Trim like a Midnight Reaper. Doesn't really block any of their stuff, and they're a little bit aggressive. Sometimes my stuff dying's probably not very good. Bring another removal spell. That seems fine. What's the point of Lotus Field if you're not cheating it with Blood Sun? Probably not a whole lot. Yeah, a lot of my opponent's key cards don't get hit by Legion's End, but I think just having like 1-for-1 removal to like pick apart their 1-drops to delay their Skyblade is probably fine. think it's a little slow, but I think Spawn of Mayhem's good enough in this matchup that I want to keep it. First time I've been able to watch since starting my new job. Thanks for all the content. Thanks for the 17 months, Zeke. I appreciate you dropping your Prime off this way again. Hope your new job is going swell and your weekend's fantastic. So really want to draw a 2-drop next turn, just so we can, like, use our mana. I'll draw, like, a 2-drop next turn and then lands for the next few turns after that. Yeah, 1-drop will also do in a pinch. Quench me, baby, quench me. That's true, that's true. Lotus Field is very good at enabling different Cavaliers if you're trying to play multiple of those cards. Getting that quenched as opposed to one of our better 3 or 4 drops feels really good. Just gonna go ahead and kill their stuff here. You'll notice there, even though Obnix's Cruelty is an instant, I cast it at sorcery speed. That's in large part due to the fact that my opponent's playing counter spells, and I don't want them to untap and be able to interact with my removal spell. Chupacabra is hungry. Gobble, gobble. I think I want to just play Spawn here rather than get the Dread Presence down. Getting this flying threat into play seems pretty powerful. The only thing they have that outclasses this is Skyblade. He says is his opponent. Our opponent just got a life lesson as to why the Lawbringer is not constructed playable. Kill it in response to the trigger. Your turn. What the actual flip? Good lord. Planar cleansing? Well, that wasn't on my radar of things I was playing around. Guess I should have played the Midnight Reaper. If they have a Skyblade here, Cavalier of Gales, vomit. Turtle Man coming in hot with the 4th month. Thank you very much and welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I guess I should have played this instead of Dread Presence, huh? Yeah, definitely should have played this instead of Dread Presence. Got a deck of the day so far. I don't think so. You're playing against like bombflyers.deck, huh? Yeah, I played Yarok to start today, since we ended up getting pushed off of it yesterday. That'll be up on the YouTubes later tonight. Yeah, fixing for Cavaliers makes a lot of sense with the Lotus Field. Yeah, that's true, Punchworthy. This is probably better off as, like, a different colorless utility land. No, that's just Buddy over here. The cat you're hearing is just Buddy. They have another flyer here? If they have another flyer, we could be dead. Buddy subsists on salt from Twitch chat. All right, well, we know for game 3 we're playing around multiple sweepers. I get one more shot at a removal spell here.
You'll thank me later.
They should probably, like, attack and then Teferi bounce this and then recast it. That's probably the line. The fact that they have so many expensive cards and sweepers means that I want to bring my discard back in, though. Legion's End is actually not good against a lot of what they're doing. I'm going to get these drill bits back in my deck. Alright, let's give that a go. You can't feed cats that much sodium. That's probably a fair assessment. Probably a fair assessment. Oh, you know what? The Menagerie is probably okay here as a recovery mechanic from Cleansing Nova. If I knew we probably would have won that last game if sweepers were on my radar. If I would have played Midnight Reaper instead of Dread Presence, not only would I have had Dread Presence to draw me cards after, but Midnight Reaper would have drawn me like 5 cards on its own. It's a really good opener for us. Might get mana leaks here, or quenched, whatever it's called. Yep. Wonder if it's right to just, like, pump the Knight there, since we've seen quench out of them so many times now. Definitely drawing a card here. This puts them to 10. Yeah, the favorable win seems like the one part of their deck that's really questionable. So it definitely seems like they have more individually powerful cards as opposed to, like, going super wide. Now, I'd be surprised if that deck's actually good, Griffin said. Are they dead? They're dead, right? This is 3, and then 2, and then plus 3. Just like did 13 that turn. Good clean living. Good clean living. Up to 2-0 here so far. These events are such good value. If you're someone who's looking to like build a collection on Arena and you have a reasonable constructed deck, there's a lot of brews and even the people not playing brews, like, you only have to go 2 and 2 in these constructed events to, like, turn a small profit, and anything past that's just extra. And in my experience, a lot of the time, playing in these constructed events tends to be easier than playing on the Mythic ladder. So if you're someone who regularly gets to, like, Plat, Diamond, or Mythic, you're probably going to find similar opponents or easier in these constructed events. What's going on, Mikey? Can I ask why you have the Imp instead of something like Duress? Yeah, the Imp is an attacker, which allows it to trigger Spawn of Mayhem. So that's the real appeal there, is it's a card that it's evasive as well, so it lets us get our Spawn of Mayhem down. Hey, Sleepy J, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting my content this month with that. If you're one of the many people in the world like Sleepy J who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free. And they get you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. Whoa. I shilled as my stream died. I am muted. So the way Twitch works is when you connect to Twitch, you connect to a specific what's called an ingest server, and nothing else on my connection dropped off. I had some issues with my Wi-Fi at one point that was causing my connection to drop out, and everything was dropping out when that happened. But I disconnected my stream and reconnected to another ingest server, and it immediately stopped having issues. So, I feel like whatever server I was connected to probably just farted and died. This will probably be my last deck of the day. Because a drop off like that means that the viewer count's just gonna be like in the dumpster. We lost a little over a third of the people that were here when a connection issue like that comes up. Trying to find content creators as organized as you that also talk through their plays, like finding needles in a haystack. Thanks for the amazing content. Thanks for 11 months. I appreciate you keeping me around. Yeah, some people are talking about Ninja and Mixer, not in chat. And he almost certainly got a big fat check to go there, right? Like, for most mid-sized streamers, like, they're not going to offer us anywhere near amount of money to make it reasonable. So I'd be surprised if any other people really leave. $9.3 million for 6 years. Yeah, I'd believe that. That sounds like a reasonable number. Sounds like an amount of money that Ninja would leave for. He had 40,000 concurrent subscribers on Twitch when he left. And 40,000 times 3.5 means he was getting like 150 grand a year from Twitch. 150 grand a month, sorry, from Twitch. So times that. His decision was made overwhelmingly not because of money. Yeah, I mean, of course he said that. And like maybe that's the case. Like, I could believe that that's the case too, just because, like, Ninja at this point, even before making any more money, he's set for life, right? Like, he's never gonna want for anything. Do you feel like Mixer existing will make Twitch treat its streamers better? No, not in the slightest. Unless they have some kind of incentive to get people to actually go over there, there's no reason to. To give you some insight into my own numbers, at any given point, my subscriber backend, my number of subscribers is anywhere between 40 and 60% of them are Twitch Prime subs. So like to move to a competing platform would probably mean somewhere between like a 30 and 40% revenue loss for me. Anybody serious about making streaming a job and who understands the backend and how Prime works would be silly to stream on anything other than Twitch. If their goal is to make streaming a job. And as for, yeah, I don't know, basically. There's some, one of the biggest complaints I've heard and seen firsthand is that Twitch doesn't enforce their TOS consistently. And you can, I mean, like, a great example of the fact that Twitch doesn't enforce their TOS is look at any number of the streamers out there. I actually didn't want to cast that. I wanted to save that for Rekindling Phoenix. I should have cast this and traded there. Sorry, anywho, look at any number of the streamers who stream music that they don't have permission to stream. Like, if Twitch actually enforced their TOS, they'd be banning people temporarily for breaking their TOS. But a lot of people who stream music that breaks the terms of service make Twitch a lot of money, so Twitch kind of ignores it, right? Bebop Sax, man, thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, Gazi, thank you for the 10 months of support. Glad you're enjoying the Yarok field deck. It's definitely one that I love. Could Twitch not cover that themselves through broadcasting license? I am not a lawyer, so I will not profess to understand the details of it. I will say that from my understanding, legally obtaining the rights to play lots of different music on any given stream is very complicated. Now, I don't want to play Dread Presence proactively, Punchworthy, because I want to make sure I can do something with it, like draw a card or kill something. Hey, what's going on, Flash? In a pretty good spot here now. Have another swamp to trigger this again. Give the Dom recovered inside of combat. If they manage to kill our creatures, we draw cards from Midnight Reaper. Yeah, I only did one modern deck this morning, Yummy. And I started well, I guess my live time restarted, but I started streaming like 4 or 5 hours ago. Vertical split screen. Fancy, Marty. What did I do before Twitch? A variety of different things. So I have a master's degree in mathematics, and I had a minor in education during my undergrad and grad school. So I spent a little bit of time working as an adjunct professor at various different community college and universities. I spent a little over a year after grad school working as a systems analyst for a major insurance company. I have a background in doing various programming things. I find a lot of neat little hobby projects on my GitHub page. And then, most recently, before this turned into a full-time job, I was streaming off and on sporadically while my kids napped or played in the background because I was a full-time stay-at-home dad. And then this kind of ramped up and the kids were getting older, so we put them into daycare and I'm here full time. I remember when the talkie box man wasn't the loudest thing in the room. Yep. Yep. I'm really wondering what the future of the music industry looks like when dealing with these live music uses. Yep. Give me Paw Patrol. Oh, Paw Patrol. There is no more silence. There is only Paw Patrol. Well, might get a free roll match here. I mean, the natural extension, I feel like, is there are services that you can sign up for that basically give you a license to broadcast the music that they offer on Twitch legally. The problem is a lot of those services don't include popular enough selections that you can do what a lot of streamers do, which is basically charge for your stream to be a jukebox on the internet. Hey, Teacup, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday wherever you're at in the world. Ooh, that's a good one. So you get to drill bit here and then also play the imp out. Yep, that's Judith. Like 10-2 with Yarok and Arena even while playing it horribly. Deck's very powerful. So I think I just trade this imp for their Judith here. This Dreadhorde invasion could pose a bit of a problem, though. Need to find a cast down or something to deal with the token. Find a removal spell here. If they run a 2-mana removal spell and they get to play Footlight Fiend 2, we might get run down. Yeah, that's unfortunate for us. Getting smacked for 5. And I get to play Dread Presence this turn, which kind of shoots down stuff, but... So I'm taking 8 this turn, down to 7. And then next turn I'm going to shoot this, gain 1, which then lets this block this profitably at least. What's our best draw here? Like Vraska's Contempt? Chupacabra is also pretty good. Something to get this in check would be nice. That's a Contempt. All right. I think I just do this and shoot Judy. I'm gonna go ahead and pass back here. Another Judith. That's not really a big deal. So this will encourage them to attack. So now I can... Yeah, this Contempt should mostly lock this game up, I think. So I get to Contempt this. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I wasn't. I just let them kill my Dread Presence. I don't know where my head went. I had in my head that I was going to kill the Judith, but the Judith wasn't dying till next turn when I played the Swamp. This game was locked up, but we might have just thrown it in a garbage can. Should have just taken the 2 there, obviously. We're going to end up taking a lot more than that now. I'm going to hold on to these in case they draw another Fenlurker, or in case we draw another Dread Prisons. And then we got a Spawn of Mayhem out of their hand. That's not bad. These are my cards. They are beautiful, but they are not very good. That attack's good for me, though. Now, the tricky part is I have to find a way to not die to this Dread Horde invasion. Another Dread Presence would be great. Spawn of Mayhem's not bad. It's pretty big pretty quickly. He does a damage to each of us each turn, and he's going to get bigger each turn because my life is less than 10. So he's going to put me to 7 and them to 12. He's going to go to 5/5. So he keeps pace to block the zombie army, which is sweet. Whew. They're dead next turn, right? I just need 1 brick out of them. Yeah, sweet. Actually pretty well, Sushi. We're 3-0 in this set. I guess Lightning Strike kills me here. He gets right to 2-turn clock them, though. Feels good, man. Alright, so I feel like Legion's End's probably pretty okay here. Exiling their stuff when they have a Judith seems good. They had some things that went further up the curve, but I feel like Drillbit's probably not ideal overall. I have Fenlurker and Pilfering Imp to pressure their hand a little bit still. I think I'd rather have more things that play to the board, so deck seems like it's a little bit more aggressive on average. Need 2 cuts here. Because they're aggressive, trimming some Midnight Reapers is probably correct. Creatures your opponent's control can't have 1/1 counters on them. That's true, actually. Beetle stops Dreadhorde from working, huh? Is that worth it? I don't know how many Dreadhordes they have is the issue. I think I'm gonna wait and not bring the Beetle in. And if they end up having Dreadhorde again, maybe that means they have a lot of them and the Beetle's worth it. But like, the Beetle is like pretty bad. And they probably also have Butcher. That's true. The Beetle dies to like random Judith and Footlight Fiend triggers though. Mayhem Devil, it does stop our Mayhem Devil, but Mayhem Devil doesn't get bigger that often. Like, I know it ended up winning us that game, but I feel like that's the exception more than the rule. One drop is sweet. Oh, Blightbeetle. Yeah, all these cards are one-sided, right? We don't make symmetrical hate anymore. Hopefully they just, like, play a land and attack here. And then Direfleet Poisoner trades here, this trades here. We take 1, 2. And they, like, don't commit anything else to the board. Yeah. Judy's a little unfortunate for us here. Because now this gets to trade, these get to trade, but I'm taking 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this is going to get bigger now. play Midnight Reaper because it trades with Judith here if they attack with her. Honestly, if they attack with this, I might just throw this under the bus. They can, like, pump to get this through, but I draw a card still, which is nice. Red Rover, let Legion come over. So do I want to imp the Fenlurker the card out of their hand? I don't think so. I think I'm just playing Chupacabra and killing one of these. We take 1 down to 12. We're just like hoping to rip another removal spell here to deal with the other knight. Cast down or Contempt or Chupacabra. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to take this opportunity to kill this knight for sure. The butcher getting bigger is a little bit scary, but Legion's End would be a great hit rip here too. What's up, dude? Why are the lights off? The lights out there are off because it's daytime, dude. Oh, I don't know. Your mother must have put them there.
Well, Daddy, why didn't stickers?
You got flag stickers? That's pretty cool.
Daddy, we put my new game.
Yep, when Dad's done working, we can play your game. You wanna come say hi?
Play with me.
Rawr.
I play with you, though.
You can hang out for a minute. If you're good, you can hang out. Alright, so we're gonna take 2 down to 5 here. Still waiting on, like, Allegiance End.
Wait, this guy got the scratch?
What?
He got scratched. I saw it scratched on there.
That's pretty cool.
Where's the scratch on there?
He's got a power-up. That's what the blue one is. Can you say hi? Oh, you found a candy on Dad's desk?
Cause I'm looking.
Princely Harp, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome.
What's that on there?
Are we dead? I feel like we might be dead.
Daddy. See that symbol on my losses prime? See that?
Those are Transformer cards, yep.
So we tried them one day?
I bought the Transformer cards at Gen Con just for you, tiny child.
No, I want you to play. Wait, where's 2 boxes?
There's 2 boxes, so you can have a deck of Transformer cards, and Dad can have a deck of Transformer cards.
So which one's mine?
I don't know. We'll have to open them up, okay?
Maybe the big one will be mine, and the little one will be yours.
Oh, you get the big one?
Yeah.
Okay. Contempt actually keeps us alive here, huh? We were hoping to rip Legion's End, so that way we could exile both of their butchers, but this means we live to die another day here. For those of you that are new to the stream, this is Declan. He's my youngest. Declan is 4. There we go. Chip in a chair.
No, it's not a guy. It is a candy in the picture. I'm showing them a candy.
You're showing them your candy?
Okay, I will hear you.
They can hear you just fine from back here.
Do you hear me?
He does have great hair. I mean, my hair had to go somewhere, right? Dad doesn't have much hair, does he?
Why do I pink anymore?
Why isn't my hair pink anymore? Asking...
Because when you touch your hair, the pink is gone.
The pink was gone because I touched my hair?
Yeah.
You're pretty smart.
That's what happens.
That's because your hair keeps growing and the pink grows out.
So you try to get it. Wait, the pink is inside?
No, you put the pink on with a special dye.
Then it goes away?
Then it goes away eventually, yep.
I might try blue one time.
Oh, I should do blue hair next?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I think the internet would like blue hair.
Yeah. But with the internet, we like your tall hair.
I don't have tall hair, dude.
No. In a long day, you had it.
Oh, it's long sometimes? Declan is not allowed to make body-altering decisions until he's much older.
I want my hair to go all the way down.
You want your hair to go all the way down?
Like yours. Like yours. I want to be like yours. Daddy.
I'm gonna block with the knight here.
Daddy, you want no hair and not a little bit? No hair and no beard? No.
Yeah, I'd much rather this Knight of the Legion die than my Dread Presence, because Dread Presence makes much monster removal.
Maybe then take your beard off and your hair just to recognize you.
Oh, I should take my beard off?
Yeah, so you will be different and
But I like my beard. And more importantly, your mother likes my beard. That's the really important part. I'm actually kind of impressed we stabilized here. I thought for sure we were about to get run out of this game.
Why said run out of this game?
Almost got run out, yep.
I'm just looking at
You just licking the candy?
yummy.
Yeah, the contempt,
Daddy, why did
the contempt and the Legion's End came up really nicely.
Daddy, why did a tour card right there?
So these are the cards that they're exiled.
Meaning the cards inside that.
Yep. Okay, can you go upstairs and hang out with Mommy for a little bit? And when Dad's done working today, if you want, we can open the Transformer cards, okay? I played in a sealed MCQ at Gen Con, which awarded prize wall tickets, and I had enough prize wall tickets to get 2 Transformer starter decks and a couple of booster packs. So I bought those for Declan. Because I had demoed it last year at Gen Con, and the gameplay was pretty straightforward and seemed okay. And Declan's a 4-year-old boy. He's really into Transformers. Topical. I made a point to demo like all the Marvel things and Transformer things there because he's into all that. Start training the family business. Has grown out of them. Jake's into superheroes. Jake is not really into Transformers. They all have different personalities, right? Like they like different things. What Jake's big thing right now? He's been watching a lot of Skylander, the Spyro the Dragon show on Netflix. I don't remember exactly how to play the Transformer game, but I remember demoing it at Gen Con last year and thinking, man, this game would translate really well to digital. And I would say I'm surprised that Transformers doesn't have a good digital client yet, but it's also a game made by Wizards of the Coast, so I guess my surprise doesn't really exist for that reason. Oh no! Oh no! How do we beat a 0-3, chat? That's busted. Yeah, I agree, Numza. Artifact, honestly, is probably one of the best pieces of card game software we're ever gonna get, and it's so sad. Ooh! Opponent playing Yarok field looks like. Silly opponent, activated my trap card. Thanks, Billum. Our start's actually pretty okay here. So we get to eat this, and then, like, if they take damage from either of these next turn, we get to play Spawn of Mayhem, which is, like, a relatively quick clock. Wonder if they have, like, a witch figure here. I'm doing well, Red Link. Life is swell. Kind of want to draw a land next turn so I can, like, activate this and play this. So I think I want a Pilfering Imp before they can play a 5-drop. I really like the opponent's archetype. The Yarok Field of the Dead deck is my favorite deck in the format currently. I think it's both very powerful and very consistent. I unmoored egoed my Nexus opponent of all their win cons. God bless. God bless us, everyone. Woof. So, you want to kill the Cavalier of Thorns in response to its enter the battlefield trigger whenever you can. Because this means that they'll have to mill past the card they put back on top of their deck, basically rendering its dies trigger pointless. Are Saturday streams a common occurrence, or did something happen? They are not a common occurrence. If my schedule permits and there's no major tournament going on, I'll usually throw in a weekend stream somewhere. So, you want to make sure you have notifications turned on to get heads up on when I go live on off random times. You can also follow me on Twitter to see posts there. I do tweet when I do an extra random stream. And I also tag people on Discord, if you're in the subs Discord. And unlike a lot of large public Discord servers, you don't have to worry about lots of random @everyone tags there, because the only @everyone tags happen when I go live. Only my wife and I can tag everyone on that Discord server. Right on time, Drillbit. What's going on, Matthew? So, every land drop they draw at this point makes 2 Zomboys and girls. They do have this Memorial to Genius here, so you need to get a little bit ahead that way as well. If they hit like a Cavalier of Thorns, the game is probably over. Yeah, I think so, Illustrate. As always, if there's an idea that you want to see a deck potentially built around or played, just submit it using the form on my website, and I'll usually get back to you within a day or two. Sorry, Duran. I read one username. Oh, that's good. Hopefully they drew 2 spells. Oh, yeah. Drill me, Poppy, drill me. I usually have to catch the YouTube since I work the week like a schmuck. I work during the week too. It's good, honest work though. Nah, that's not true. Can you refer to interacting with Twitch chat as honest? So, something that I probably need to make clear on my website, Duran, is that submitting the form on my website is you checking with me. So the way that allows me to stay organized with which you should check is by using the forum. You are far from the first person to ask for that distinction, so I should probably add an asterisk. Or make the language more clear that using the form is how you should ask. Feels pretty dead, man. Now, unfortunately, our opponent's playing the good Field of the Dead deck, so these Legion's ends aren't just the slam dunk that they are against Bantscape Shift, but Well, it'll be okay. Maybe. Probably dead, but we'll try. We'll try. We'll give it the college best. Alright, what do I want to trim here? Probably Chupacabra. Let's do this. Then Thrax, thank you for the quarter of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's a good thing they're protected, Marty, huh? Yeah, it must have just been a problem with that Inja server when we dropped earlier. I haven't dropped a single frame since I reconnected on a new server. And none of my other things that I was doing on the internet, which are many things, dropped there. I think I have to mulligan this. It's just not aggressive enough on the play, and we're definitely the beatdown here. This hand's actually really good if it draws 2 lands in a row, so I'm going to be a little bit greedy and keep it. What's going on, your dad? My actual dad is actually coming down to visit for the next week. He's going to be the one doing the bulk of the work, formally installing my new studio, which is sweet. I'm excited to not be right next to the air conditioning unit and have sound deadening in the walls. All right, let's see if we can hit the 5-1 with this one. Let's try one more here. Make up for a little bit for the fact that one of the matches in the middle is going to have a couple turns cut out of it. Yikes. Silly connection issues. The real question is, do we want to be done after this next match, or should we do one more? Could probably do one more. I mean, I'm pretty loud when I stream. I have a strong voice, and I project while I sit here. Gotta speak from the diaphragm. Yeah, we bounced back up from the dip pretty nicely. Maybe we will do Jeskai still today. Sounds great. Nah, we were at about 1800 when it cut out, actually. So not quite at that level, but anything like 1500 plus these days is pretty good. Usually I'll update existing deck lists I've already played before for a normal $10 submission, Meister. We play against Yarok Field again? Alright, get a rematch here. I'd have to imagine this matchup's not good for us. Yarok Field seems to be really good against these kind of mid-rangey decks. Yeah, for those of you that weren't here or like came in right as it, for some reason my connection just completely dropped off with the Twitch Ninja server. Ooh, they have a Blossoming Sands? I wonder if they have like a Golos Splash. Reading standard staple Fenlurker there. Hopefully they get hit by one of these, and then we get to play the Spawn of Mayhem out. Alright, no Cavalier here is incredibly good for us. Oh, they're on like 4 color. Interesting. Wonder what the white's for. What are they? Are they just flashing Teferi? That's probably the logical answer, right? They're probably splashing Teferi. They had a Blossoming Sands too. Oh, you know what? They could also just be Bant. I bet they're just Bant with a Temple of Malady. A lot of the Bant decks are playing off-color Scrylands. Yeah, I'll bet they're Bant. I'll bet they're Bant. No, I bet there's no Yaroks and they're just Bant. That's awkward. The fact that they already had these basics meant that they couldn't trigger their Field of the Dead there. Although I suppose they have a growth spiral. Am I just doing this? Just 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm 1 short. I guess we'll just do this since we're 1 short anyways. Oh, I guess being 1 short would have been okay there because Spawn would kill them next turn. Duress sounds good. It's actually really clean sideboarding. It's like bring in Legion's End and Duress, cut all these clunkier top end things. Hey, TZTFG. Thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, Spawn's one of those cards who like had a good home. It's pretty easy to forget about. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think my line at the end there was a little less than optimal. I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick. When I get back, we're gonna finish this match, and I think we're gonna do maybe we'll do Just Guy. We'll see. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Oh, come on, chat. You could have mulliganed this. Yikes. I couldn't figure out why Declan was talking about why are there lights out. My wife has her studio lights set up or pulled out in the main room in my basement. I was like, oh, that makes more sense. Hey, I eat. Thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. They don't have any green mana yet. And we hit running lands here, so that's pretty good. Legion's End notably does not kill Deputy of Detention because it is a converted mana cost of 3. Nice mana fixing on your Field of Ruin, opponent. Nice mana fixing on the Field of Ruin. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and play this now, just to give the Direfleet Poisoner +1 attack. Now the sad part here is playing the second one out at sorcery speed does encourage them to Deputy of Detention these if they have another one. Just a Time Raveler, sure.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Let's try this.
All right, we locked the 4-1. And you know, I think I'm actually gonna, or the 5-1. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and be done for the day after this. Let's do a quick wrap on here. Because they had a dropout in the middle, I need to spend a half hour splicing videos together via video editing now because of my connection issues. So it's going to be a little bit extra work I have to do. All in all, I was kind of impressed with this deck. It felt like pretty reasonable. I feel like a not completely unreasonable metagame call would be playing some of these Legion's End in the main deck, perhaps. Drill Bit was also a card that felt pretty reasonable, and I might even play the 4th Drill Bit over, like, the 3rd Duress in the sideboard. Someone had asked me earlier what I thought about this versus the control deck that we had played earlier in the week, and I think I like this one better. In general, I think being proactive tends to be more ideal in this format as a general stance, and I also think that, in addition to being proactive, being just a mono black deck, it's hard to be a good control deck without access to a variety of tools, so taking a more aggressive role felt a lot more natural. Worth noting too, this was also the first time I'd played Dread Presence and didn't feel like it was crappy, and that's probably in large part due to the fact that, like, all of our lands were swamps, right? So, at any rate, that's going to be it for me for the weekend, folks. I really appreciate everybody dropped in for our impromptu Saturday stream. We did this and 2 other standard decks before it, as well as a modern deck in Just Got Humans. All of those will be uploaded to my YouTube channel here momentarily, so they'll be published in a few hours. You'll be able to catch them on Twitch here momentarily as well in my past VODs. I'll be back on Monday morning about 7 a.m. Central Standard Time with my normal stream, and hopefully see all y'all next week. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend. So, who's streaming some Constructed? Waifu Gate's on. Let's go ahead and give them host.